What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Seth the Lawn Surgeon, and you already know what time it is. Tipsy talk. What's going on, guys? I'm back. I know I haven't posted no videos this week. Been super busy. As you can see, I'm all dressed up and snazzy, sporting that red, of course. Like I said, I've been busy. I've had to go do something. That's why I'm dressed up today. Y'all will find out about it soon enough. But got my Triple D cup here with some good old Bird Dog and Evan Williams mix blend. Okay, what I want to talk to you guys about today was I thought about this while I was driving. Do you guys pay your employees, those who have employees, by the hour or by the yard? I'm gonna let you know which one I prefer, and also I want to talk about, if you hire somebody, do you spread the work out evenly, or do you just mow and make them trim the whole time? Those are the two things I want to talk about today. I'm sipping out of my Triple D cup. Go check him out on YouTube, Triple D. He always says that when people try to search his name, Triple H, the wrestler, comes up. But it's spelled just like that, with a D. Triple D. Anywho. Yeah. Do you pay by the hour or by the yard? Now, I will say I pay by the yard. I'm not gonna say I will say, but I do pay by the yard. And the reason why I feel like this is more feasible is because I try to consolidate my yards. You know what I mean? I have one set of yards, it's 3 in a row. So if it's me and somebody else, like BJ, we used to knock that out in like an hour. So now I feel like I'm almost getting over on him, because I just made 3 yards worth of money in 1 hour, all because of him, and he only gets paid for 1 hour, and I feel like that's not fair to him. So that's why I pay by the yard, you know what I mean? Depending on how much experience you have, you know what I mean? It could be $8 a yard, and you might tell that to somebody and they're like, whoa, $8 a yard, you know? You cut like 15 yards. I got my calculator. Let me get my calculator out before y'all be like, Seth can't do math. Alright, so say you got 15 yards to cut, right? And you paying this person $8 a yard. That's $100, right? No, $120. See, now I can't read math. That's $120 that person is making, right? And y'all probably gonna knock that out in no time. I saw somebody, I forget who they was, but it was in one of those Facebook groups. They said they had 14 yards and they was trying to knock them out and be drinking by lunch. See, that's what I'm saying. If you got a crew and y'all get out there and y'all work well together, you can knock 15, 20 yards out in a day easy. And think about how much money you're making in it versus that person only making $10, $12 an hour. They probably come out better getting paid by the yard. So that's what I do, by the yard. What do y'all guys do? Let me know. Second thing I want to talk about is, do you guys just mow when you have somebody hired with you and you trim? And I will say this, right? So when I first started working with BJ, well, let me say this first. Me and BJ, we did everything evenly. I always try to disperse the work evenly. So, but when we first started working with him, if it was like a manicure yard that I know I wanted the stripes to be nice and straight, I would mow. I would do the walking. I would tell him sit on the rider. You can ride and relax. And I would do most of the walking because I wanted my stripes to be right. But it's just so beneficial when you have somebody, like, say we get to a yard, right? So I would, or like, say I started cutting first. I'm on a 0 turn, right? And I went and I started cutting the front first, while BJ, he would start trimming, right? And by the time he finished trimming, I'm starting to cut the back. So now he can go and blow. He can start blowing. And so that would be that person's responsibility, to trim and to blow. And so because I cut the front yard first and then started cutting the backyard doesn't need to be blown unless they got like a patio or you want to get grass off the steps of a deck or something. But for the most part, most of the blowing is in the front. So we used to work it like that. We had this one yard, right? Man, so I still cut these 2 yards, right? But by myself, they take like an hour each. It's about 40 minutes worth of cutting, about 15 minutes worth of trimming, and about 5 minutes worth of blowing. And they're like acre lots or something like that. So when I had me and BJ, bro, so I would take out both my 0 turns. I'll have the Gravely and I'll have the Mustang, right? And I would start mowing, right? So I would tell BJ, just trim, and once you finish trimming, get the Mustang and ride on down to the next yard, which they're on the same street, but it's probably like a quarter of a mile down the street. Ride on down to the next yard, right? And you can start cutting that one. So basically, by the time BJ finished trimming that first yard and got on the Mustang and started heading down to the next yard, I was about halfway done that first yard. So once I finished that first yard, I would load the Gravely up, get the blower out, blow, because all the trimming's done. BJ did that. And then by the time I get down the street to the next yard, BJ is already halfway done mowing that yard. And so guess what I do? I get the trimmer out and I start trimming. And most of the time I would trim and blow. And just like I said in that first scenario, by the time that I finished trimming, BJ was already finished with the front yard. And now he's on the back and I blow. So by the time I finished blowing, if we timed it right, we would finish up at the same time. It was beautiful, bro. Beautiful. A job that took me and him both, take me now an hour a piece, 2 hours. It would take me and BJ like an hour and some change. That's a lot of savings. And so that the whole reason me telling you that whole scenario is that people who are against paying somebody per job, you have to understand the benefit that having a person with you makes you more efficient. You can do things like that, and it allows you to get yards cut twice as fast as if you were by yourself. So you have to pay people accordingly. I feel $8-10 per yard is very reasonable. You know, you go out, you cut 10 yards, they made $100. You know what I mean? Or if you're paying $8, 8 times 10, they made $80. You know what I mean? And shoot, 8 yards, 2 people, especially see, you have to, and see, that's kind of the balance thing, is because if all these yards is like on the same street, bro, you're gonna get those yards done quick, probably in like a couple of hours. And you might say, well, you know, I'm only paying him, you know, all the yards were on the same street or in the same neighborhood. It only took us 3 hours to cut 10 yards. Okay, well, guess what? Are you still making 10 yards worth of money? Yes. So shouldn't he get paid 10 yards worth of money? Did he help you, not help you with 10 yards? He should get paid 10 yards worth of money. So that's how I feel people should get paid by the yard. Anywho, just want to hop on here. I'm going to try to get this rendered. Today is Thursday. You know I'm a procrastinator. I'm trying to get this rendered by tonight. Hopefully y'all should see it by around 7 or so. Maybe 8. But y'all will see a Tipsy Talk. I got to give you, if I don't do anything during the week, like I said, I've been super busy. I'm going to talk about what's been going on. But if y'all don't get anything, y'all can get a Tipsy Talk. And also stay tuned. Tomorrow, Friday, I have an actual video. It's actually a couple of, I went to this particular property 3 times, clean out a flower bed, and I went through stages. And I'm gonna go through the stages of why I do it the way I do, and y'all will see the end result. Anywho, thanks for watching. Comment, subscribe, stay tuned. Yes, sir.